Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I'm so delighted to be here this morning for another session of literacy. And the topic we're considering this morning is myth and legends. We're looking at myth and legends. Now, when you hear the word myth, what comes to your mind? When you hear the word legend, what comes to your mind? Now, take for example, oftentimes you look around, you wonder about the things around, you wonder about the nature, you wonder about the existence of things, and those things steer you to ask questions. So the answers that you get from asking about the existence of something is called the myth, because myth is a story that explains the existence of natural phenomena. Myth explains how things came to be. Do you understand? There are different types of myth. We have destiny myth that explains why people are living the way they are. Destiny myth explains why some people's lives are the way they are. Do you get? We have nature myth. Then we have the creation myth. We have different types of myth. And when you're talking about legends are people that lived in the time past and had a heroic deeds that they can be remembered for. Do you get it? Before you call someone a legend, the person must have lived a life that touched the entire society. Do you get it now? So, in this lesson, for this legend, we have Moremi of Ile-Ife. We have King Arthur. We have so many of them. So in this lesson, I'm going to explain to you what myth and legends really are. So follow me.
In the beginning, there was only the sky above and waters below, and this was ruled by the mighty Orisha, the council of gods. Olorun ruled the sky above, and Olokun was master of all that was in the waters below. One day, a god named Obatala decided to create dry land. He asked for permission from Olorun and advice from Orunmila, the wisest of the Orisha. You will need a long gold chain, a snail shell filled with sand, a white hen, a black cat, and a palm nut, said Orunmila. Once he had all of these items in a bag, Obatala hung the gold chain from a corner in the sky and began to climb down, down, down. He kept climbing down, down, down for a very long, long time, until he finally reached the bottom of the chain. Obatala poured the sand from the shell into the mist below and released the hen. The hen landed on the sand and immediately began pecking and scratching, scattering the sand into all directions. The sand soon became vast mountains and valleys. Obatala planted the palm nut and soon stood before an entire palm forest. Obatala was very pleased with his work. He named the land Ife and settled down with the cat to live on his new land. But after several months, Obatala became bored. He began shaping figures in clay. As he worked, he drank palm wine. Obatala kept drinking bowl after bowl after bowl, and kept making more and more figures. When he was finished, he asked Oloru to breathe life into his clay people. The next day, he saw his living, breathing work, and he realized that they were all deformed and ugly. In horror, Obatala swore never to drink again. and set to work building new, perfect beings from clay. As soon as Olorun breathed life into them, they immediately began building houses and cities. Obatala became the patron of mankind, and more specifically the deformed. All the Orisha were pleased with his work. All except Olokun, the master of the sea, who was never consulted about the creation of the earth and mankind in the first place. In anger, he caused a great flood, which nearly wiped out all of Obatala's creations. Once the waters resided, everyone took the sea very seriously.
This is the legend of Queen Moremi. Once upon a time, in the land of Ile-Ife, there ruled a king called Oromiyan. The king had a very beautiful wife, whose name was Moremi. Moremi was not just beautiful, she was also wise and courageous. The people of Ile-Ife were creative and hardworking. They were famous for making sculptures and different artworks. One fateful day, some weird-looking creatures attacked the people while they were buying and selling in the marketplace. When the king heard about what happened, he decided to ask the oracle for a solution. What did the king find out? And what actually made Moremi a legend? So you are going to research on that and get back to me. Do you get it now? Then talking about the myth. You've seen a myth about the creation. The Yoruba myth of creation. You saw they said Obatala. Obatala was the one that came to the earth to create the earth. And how did he do it? He came with a shell that has sand in it and a hen. And when he got to the earth, what did he do? He just threw the shell and the hen scattered the sound. Then we have the earth. You can see, you can imagine. Can you get it? And another one thing is, different culture has different story to tell you about how the earth came to be. For Christians, we believe that God created the heaven and the earth. And how did he create it? The Bible says the earth was formless, full of darkness and water. But what happened? God commanded, let there be light. And there was light. Yes? Yes. And from there, God separated the land and the sea. Then we have the land. So you can see we have different stories to tell about how the earth was created. Greek as well has a story to tell you about the creation of the earth. Do you get it now? So what you're going to do for me, you're going to research on the creation myth from Greece. Do you get it now? So I need to know that. We need to know it, right? Yes, we need to know it. So ensure you research what made Moremi a legend. What? So you need to find out. Do you get it now? And you need to find out the Greek myth about the creation. Do you get it now? So that's it for class for today. See you next class. Bye, bye, bye.